And the fifth and last block on the right is the revenue model. It's really how you're going to turn all that usage dynamic that we described into a revenue engine. And in other words, very simply, who is going to pay for what? The basic decision choices are simple. It can be a unit price based on the product that you're selling. It can be subscription based. It can be freemium. That means first level of usage is free and then it goes up. Or it can be free and paid, for example, by advertising. What's interesting in the revenue model that it does open a very creative space actually, and that's a little counterintuitive when you first think about that, a very creative space for overcoming some adoption hurdles. A few weeks ago, we talked about the Xerox patent that took 21 years to reach the market because market studies concluded that there was no real potential for these technologies. It allowed to make 2,000 copies per day, but it had a major drawback. It was 8 times more expensive than existing technologies. And existing customers didn't exactly see the point. They were happy with what they've got. That usually allowed them to do on average 20 to 50 copies per day. So the way the problem was resolved is Halloween built a very creative revenue model, renting for $95 per month the copier, allowing for free 2,000 copies per customer, which was roughly what a group in a large organization were doing on a monthly basis. With just one additional trick, per additional copy beyond the threshold of 2,000, they would get a small royalty of a few cents per additional copy. This is actually what allowed the adoption of the copier to really take off. That model allowed Halloween, who later on became Xerox, to grow its revenue at the incredible rate of 41% for the coming 20 years. And it's also hard to talk about revenue model without mentioning the Google Adwords revenue model. Google didn't invent the concept of Adwords. It was invented by a company named Overture, who was later on acquired by Yahoo. But Google is the company that invented the idea of monetizing AdWords on an auction-based mechanism. This is what turned Google into such a cash machine. Today, it still represents 68% of Google's total revenue, despite its very large spectrum of activities.